Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I am Patrice Mighty and this is my little corner of the internet. So before I get into it, guys, remember to share my videos, leave some nice comments down below, and if you aren't already, subscribe to this channel and help me, let my channel grow. So yeah. So today I was, reminiscing back on post C-section and how difficult that journey was. And I remember when I was pregnant, I had a delivery plan. I thought everything would go to plan, but my daughter showed me that she will do things on her own time, in her own way, and I ended up doing a C-section for my first baby and my second baby. But the first time I didn't know what to expect and all that, and when I was pregnant I would watch like C-section videos and stuff like that because I like to hear people's stories. I like to be prepared. I just like to hear other people's experiences so that I have an idea of what to expect. So today I'll be doing a video like that, telling you about my journey with C-section. If you're interested in hearing it, you can just stick around and stay tuned for more. Okay, so as I was saying before, your delivery plan, it's not set in stone, and you should be aware of your options and what can happen when you go into labor, or if you even do go into labor. For me, my due date had passed with my daughter, and I was starting to get a bit antsy. I was trying all those little remedies on the internet. I was just searching how to let my contractions come on. I was just always on Google and just trying new things. I would be taking long walks every day because I was heavy. I was overweight. I was big. My child was heavy as well. She was going on 8 pounds and I just wanted her to be out. I was having so much discomfort. My back ache, my hip aches. I couldn't sleep well at night. I had to be sleeping upright in a sitting position. I would have the pillows, all around me because I couldn't lay down, because I just felt like I was being suffocated by the weight of my daughter on my chest and lungs. Everything was just crowded in there and I was just ready for it to be over with. So I was doing long walks every day, just trying to be active and just ensure that, labor could come on a bit faster. So this specific week, it was coming down to the final part of the week, and it was about the Thursday, I would say. And I remembered that I was feeling more discomfort than usual. I did my usual walk. I was walking with my husband and I was having these horrible cramps. It was more discomfort than the usual Braxton Hicks I was having for the weeks prior leading up to that time. But we went on that walk and I could barely make it through. It was just a sharp pain. And I was like, damn, I think this might be it. Nothing happened. The pain went away. I drank water, I stayed hydrated, and it went away. The Friday, I went on my walk again with my husband and I felt horrible pain. TMI, but it kind of felt like my cervix was being opened and I could barely make it through my walk. Oh my gosh. I had to be stopping every few minutes to take deep breaths because I could not. I was squeezing his hand. I'm like, oh my God, this is painful. I think this is what I think it is. Is this what I think it is? I think it is. And I even cut the walk short because I could not handle any more walking. I just wanted to go inside and relax because I'm starting to get into preparation mode. We went home. I was making sure that I checked my hospital bag, ensure that everything is there. And I was kind of, I almost gave my husband a bit of a slap because like, why are you sleeping and I'm going through all this right now? But I kind of kept it in, and anytime I'm in pain, I don't really show it like that. I can't handle pain, but I can hide it, if you get what I mean. So I was just in the corner, silent, breathing, tears streaming down my face. I'm like, oh my God, if it's hurting now like this, I can't imagine the real thing when I go into active labor. And I let my sister-in-law know that I think this is labor, and I took a shower, I prepared and everything, make sure my bag is laid out. She's like, I'm gonna come get you when I get home from work and everything. And yeah, so I went to the hospital that night, and I was 4 centimeters apart, so you know, they had to admit me, and everything was going smoothly. I was like, okay, yes. But I did take the epidural. I thought it was gonna go natural all the way, but I could not manage the pain. I was starting to bawl my eyes out at that point. I could not handle it. At first I was handling like a pro and just breathing through it and like, okay, I can do this, but it was getting too painful, and I was progressing centimeter by centimeter each hour, like a 1 or 2 centimeter an hour, and it was going good. But then for a good couple hours, I was stuck at 8 centimeters. So to be stuck right there in so much pain, I could not manage anymore. And the doctors started to get concerned, and the baby is not moving any lower. She's a big baby, and I guess, I don't know if my pelvic area is too small or what, but she was not moving, she was not budging, nothing was happening, nothing was progressing. And for her safety, they told me, if they come and check me the next hour and there's no movement, no nothing, I'll have to do a C-section. I have to consider it. And I started crying because this was not going according to plan. I was afraid of any major surgery. I just wanted everything to be so natural. And I was just crying because I was so disappointed and I was so scared. And I just didn't see a C-section in my plans, but you know, that's what happened, and I just had to adjust to these new developments, and I just had to take it as it is. So they prepped me for surgery. I went in, my husband was there, he was by my side through the whole thing, and it went smoothly. You know, when she came out, she was so chunky. Oh my gosh, she was a chunky little thing, and they cleaned her up, wrapped her up, and we took pictures, and I was in love. I was in heaven. I was just so grateful, so thankful that my surgery went well. I was bursting with joy because I'm finally able to embrace a child that I've prayed for years. My baby's here, you know? Eventually, as the night went on and they're finished with checking my vitals, ensuring that all is fine with me, I got assigned a room and they brought her in, and my husband would, you know, stayed with me the night. Well, for the whole stay, basically. He did not leave me. And then the pain kicked in, and it was, oh my gosh. I thought labor was bad. After a C-section is also rough. And I know for different people, they have different experiences, because my second C-section, it was not as bad as my first. And I don't know if it was because of being in labor for several hours and being in pain for so long, throwing up so much and just going through it. I don't know if that's why, but I was in so much, when all the medication and everything weared off, I was bawling. They would tell me to page anytime I need my pain meds. Oh my God, I would never miss it, because when the pain kicks in, it's horrible. It's burning at the cut. Any shift you make, the burn at the cut. Oh my gosh. I can't even use my core muscles or anything to help me to get up. If I've like any little movement in my, you know, abdomen area, it's horrible pain. And I had to lean on my husband for everything. I remember in the hospital, my first bath, the nurse had to bring me to the bathroom for my first bath, and oh my gosh, it was like I was inching an inch at a time, an inch at a time to get to the bathroom. Thankfully they had bars and stuff at the toilet and stuff that I can hold on to, because it was a whole thing just to use the bathroom. I had to plan it out properly, and I had to ensure that as soon as I felt like I need to go, I need to get it moving, because after surgery I can't hold my pee. I can't hold it at all. Even once my husband was trying to, you know, help me to go to the bathroom, and I was halfway there and I just could not hold it. I don't know what the explanation is. Maybe a doctor can let me know, but I could not hold it no matter how I tried. If I even tried, the pain is even worse. It's like the pain multiplies. So I had to plan out my bathroom visits and so forth, even to go home. Oh my gosh, that was so painful, getting into the vehicle. Maybe it was because it was a small vehicle, but it was still rough. You know, when I got home, I had to ensure that I filled my prescription ASAP, because the pain, man, it's the pain. The first few days, the pain is bad. And I don't know if other moms out there, if they've had a C-section and had a different experience, if it was easier, you know, just let me know in the comments below, because I want to know if I'm the only one who went through hell post C-section. So I had to be sleeping in a sofa that could recline, and you know, I had the thing that I would press to recline and so forth, because I could not sleep in a regular bed. It's too hard to get up, especially, you know, with a fresh cut. And the hospital, I asked them to, you know, supply me with the what do you call that, the tummy wrap that you wrap to help for support. That really helped with a lot of pain. And you know, I did have some other urinary accidents because it was just so hard to get up. It takes time, and for someone to help me to get up, it was rough. And also, what no one told me about was the post C-section gas pains. I don't know the scientific explanation. So everything slowed down for a few days. So you might get constipated, and also you might have horrible gas pains. When I tell you, I've had gas pains throughout my life, and post C-section gas pain topped it off. I know my sister experienced it as well too. You know, I heard she cried. I cried too. You should also look out for that. Also, maybe if you could ask your health provider to supply you with some stool softeners and stuff to help you with the gas and so forth. I didn't get that, and I didn't know that I was supposed to expect that. So that's also a tip for expectant mothers. Yeah, so it was a slow journey to recovery, and a lot of times I just felt like I missed out on a natural birth, and I've always wondered what it would feel like to give birth to a child, like pushing and, you know, going through all of that. I know I went through it before, but that was an unfortunate event. But I really wanted to do the natural experience. But at the end of the day, I guess what happened, and it was supposed to happen. And I'm just happy that I had a healthy baby and all went well. The recovery took a while. Maybe after like 2 weeks, I was able to do everything on my own again, because before I couldn't lift anything over 10 pounds. So I couldn't even bend to lift my baby out of the crib. They did not recommend that. So I wasn't the first one to change my daughter. I wasn't the first to do a lot of things. It was my husband and my sister-in-law, and it made me really sad to be honest, because this is my first baby and I wanted to experience a lot of the firsts, and they had to do all those stuff and then just hand her to me to be fed. And yeah, it was bittersweet, because yes, I had my baby, but also I wanted to see what's going on, and you know. But as I said, I'm just grateful that everything went fine. She's now 3 and out of the terrible 2s, and I don't know what you call this, the 3s, but she's giving me hell. She's a spicy one, but she is so smart, so kind, so thoughtful, and nothing gets past her. And just looking back at all the roads that led me here, I'm grateful. And maybe I wouldn't change a thing. I don't think I would. But yeah, that was my journey leading up to C-section and afterwards. I hope that you gain some insight about C-section and what to expect. And if you have any other stories, regarding your C-section, and if it was a difficult journey, how long it took you before you could help yourself, like, you can let me know down in the comments, and let's, just have a little chit chat, a little discussion, because I want to hear your stories and stuff. Yeah, so this has been my video for today. If you've reached this far, oh my gosh, thank you guys for sitting and listening to me babble on. Sometimes it feels like I'm just going on and going off tangent, but thank you for listening to my story. It means a lot to me. And yeah, just like this video. Remember, subscribe, guys. Come on, subscribe to this channel. Yeah, I think that's it for this video. I feel like I'm babbling on again. But yeah, until next time, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Hold on, girl, now wait just a minute. I've got something to say. You should hear it.